Hey folks, this is Vint with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review SimCasino. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $25. That means that everything that you're about to see here, including this review, is subject to change. So this game, like I said, is early access, and it does show. There's a lot of things about the game that need to be changed or updated in order for it to be a full-fledged product. So this is not a game that you can go into and expect the full grand experience. For example, there's no tutorial right now. It's grayed out on the main menu. So if you want to learn how to play the game, you either need to watch someone play it, or you need to just play around with the game for a while and learn as you go. Another problem that I have with the game is the finance screen. Now, here's the thing. The finance screen lists a number of things twice. For example, it'll have the same exact text twice, and then one of those two will have an asterisk next to it. For example, it might say ATM withdraws or something like that from customers. And that's so weird because ATM withdraw from a customer is not income. And even on the top, in the asterisk, there's a note at the top of the balance sheet that says, these are not, I'm paraphrasing, these are not counted toward your actual income, and will only be counted when it is distributed amongst the casino. Yeah, that makes sense, but why are you including it on my balance sheet? Just show me where I'm actually earning the money. Don't tell me this is how much people are withdrawing from the ATM machine. I'd get rid of that. Just tell me what they're spending. And then maybe on a separate screen, this is how much they're withdrawing. Like, there's a number of things I would change about the balance sheet altogether. And another thing, I would add, instead, the whole ATM thing. Typically, an ATM machine charges the person withdrawing. There's a bank fee, and then there's the ATM fee. So typically, a customer typically pays twice at the ATM if they're withdrawing from a bank that is different from a bank that they actually have an account with or what have you. So my advice for the developers for this ATM bit, do a passive income fee or maybe allow the user to set the fee for using the ATM in the first place, and then put that fee income on the balance sheet as income. So, for example, $2.50 to use the ATM. If a customer withdraws $100, $2.50 flat fee, that money is shown up on the... It doesn't happen that way right now. Customers withdraw from the ATM, no charge. I would like to see fees added to that and those fees added to the balance sheet. That would make much more sense. So I guess getting back to my original point, there's a number of things about the game that don't make any sense, but I would like to see, make sense. The staff screen is also a bit confusing in the way that it is laid out. You've got this staff hub window, and on the left it says like trusted staff, security guard, retail worker. And then it says times 2, 25 per hour. And then there's a drop down to the right of it where it says like bingo cards counter and bingo podium, daytime, Monday through Friday. Like, it doesn't actually list out the individual employees and what they're doing. So when I'm looking at this drop down, I'm going, well, is this bingo cards counter? Are both of my trusted staff working at that location? Is it only one of the two working at that location? Like, the staffing is laid out in such a way that is not easy to understand, in my opinion. I would lay out individual employees, or allow me to click on, say, trusted staff, and drill down into each individual employee and see where it is they're working and what they're doing, and then maybe adjust their schedules that way. So again, the game doesn't have information laid out in a way that is easy for me to understand. So the finance screen, the staffing screen, all of that, I think, needs to be improved. Aside from that, like, there's a lot of things that I do like about the game. For example, when you click on a slot machine, there is a number of things that you can do with it. There is a designer tool, which allows you to adjust the color scheme. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can actually set the color to, like, for every... There's an apply all button, in a row. Like there's apply to all machines in a row, or apply all to of this type. But the color scheme doesn't seem to apply with it. Only the settings, like how much it costs to actually put money into the machine to run it, what the payouts are, the odds. You can set the odds of the machine, what the jackpot is. So you can set all of those percentages, and the game actually requires you to set it within it, like so that the house advantage isn't above 10% or something like that. So the game does like keep you in check and creating machines that are somewhat fair, somewhat. But it doesn't. Whenever you hit this apply all button, it does not apply every color. Like if you change the color of one of the machines in the row and hit apply all, those color schemes do not go to the rest of the machines in that row. So I would like a color change system and an apply all button so that it affects everything in a row, so I don't have to keep changing the colors individually. If there is a way to do it, maybe I'm just not clicking the right buttons. And again, that's a failure on the developer's part to, make it easy for the user to understand the system properly. Now, again, there's another thing in this game I don't understand. There's a cash vault that I have. I've got $30,000 sitting in this cash vault. I have no idea what this cash vault is for. I have a separate bank balance. I've got $10,000 in my bank, and when I buy things and place it in the casino, the money draws from that. I've had $30,000 for the longest time in this vault, and I don't know what to do with it, or how to, I don't know how the two relate to each other. So again, without a tutorial, I'm stuck with trying to figure this out on my own. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, this game, I've played this for 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours now, and I like it. It has a lot of promise. I've played Casino Inc. and gotten so much joy out of that. Casino Inc. is a very old game. And by the way, if you use the cheat Puke more in Casino Inc., all the customers throw up all over the place. It's hilarious. Anyway, this game reminds me of Casino Inc. in a number of ways. You'll be able to create buffet zones, sort of like in Prison Architect. You'll be able to create zones. There's buffet zones, bingo hall zones, there's bathroom zones, kitchen zones. Again, there's those cash vault and storage zones. There's zones for delivery. Drop-offs and pickups, those are for customers themselves. And there's a number of other things that you can adjust within the game that I just simply haven't gotten to yet. There's a research menu. You can spend money to unlock things like internet or faster internet, larger loans, theaters, bigger marketing, bigger advantage, multiple casinos. So you can open up multiple casinos, table game rule editing. So you can adjust different things there. So, and when you're setting up a new game even, you can choose how much money you start with, whether you start off with a pre-loaded lot or not. This lot only has, the foundation and the ATM inside of it. You build everything else, but the foundation is there and the walls are there for the building. Or you can opt not to do that either. So the game, luckily, and there's also an instant delivery option. There's a number of ways to customize your experience so that if you're playing for the first time, the game, it's not so harsh. So, it stinks that there's no tutorial right now. The game really needs one at this point in time for people to understand what's going on in some of these balance sheets and menus that I'm looking at. But at the same time, the game does offer, do you want to start with $1 million? Sure. Here's $1 million. Go nuts. You want it so that you can spend cash while you're in the negative? Yeah, you can do that. Set it, then go, start the game that way too. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this game has a lot of promise. There's a number of things missing from it. There's a number of things about it that don't make any sense to me, the way things are laid out. As an accountant by trade, the balance sheet is horrible because it doesn't display information in a friendly way for the user to understand. So I would like to see a number of things changed about the game to make it better. And again, I think I would love to see ATM fees or, little things like that added to, because that's realistic. You do have to pay ATM fees, typically in the real world. So yeah. Anyway, this game isn't bad. SimCasino, $25 on Steam's early access program. It's not finished. Again, it's early access. It's not going to be finished, but it has a while to go before I would say, it could be finished. And I hope the developers continue to work on this and to continue to add more things to it to make it even better. So yeah, I do recommend it, but that does come with an asterisk. You know what I mean? It that comes with the conditional. There are a number of things about this game that I feel need to be changed. It's up to you. Maybe wait a while and see how the game progresses, or again, Steam does have that refund option, but be warned, you may pass that 2-hour mark while you're trying to figure out the game in the first place, because again, no tutorial. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad for what it is. I do recommend it, but only to people that are going to commit to it. Okay, that's what I would recommend. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.